G'day Malcolm, how you doing?
Oh, not too bad, mate, not too bad, you know. Not too bad.
So what have you been up to lately?
Oh, well, mate, you know, same old story, mate. Just farming stuff, mate, yeah, just farming stuff. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Tell you what though, mate, yeah, a few months back, I embarked on a bit of an adventure, mate. Mate, you know, yeah, I can tell you, a bit of an adventure. Now, somebody told me, or I think I saw it on a flyer somewhere in a shop window, that the Bachelor Spinster ball was going to be on, mate, you know. Now I don't usually go to that sort of thing, mate, not my thing, you know. But anyway, after seeing that, I was talking to somebody and it turns out that Granny was planning to go. Mate, well, she's a good sort, mate, you know. Anyway, I'm thinking, here's an opportunity, mate, you know. Now, I'm thinking, geez, it's about time I sort of took the bull by the horns here. So I'm thinking, all right. But then you sort of started thinking, and I'm thinking, geez, what's a Bachelor Spinster ball all about, mate, you know? Well, mate, it's about drinking alcohol, mate. It's about dancing, mate, you know, spruiking about. And it's also about a bit of, you know what I mean, mate, you know. Anyway, mate, well, I don't drink. I don't touch the stuff, mate, you know. And, well, dancing, and the only dance I sort of know is what I call the flower two-step shuffle, mate, you know. When the bull flower charges at me, mate, I do a bit of a dance around him. That's the only sort of thing you could call me doing a dance. Now, old Flower's getting a bit slow in his old age, and so am I. So am I, mate. So, you know, that's the only thing I'm sort of up to. Anyway, I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, maybe I could get some lessons. Maybe I could, you know, learn. Got 8 weeks to this sort of Bachelor Spinster ball, maybe I could get some lessons. Anyway, there's a woman in town that does sort of dance lessons, runs the class and that, but I'm thinking, geez, I'm not sure I want to publicise to the rest of the district that I'm sort of dancing. I'm not sure about that, mate. So anyway, I went in and I snuck in one day when no one was looking and sort of put it to her that maybe she could give me some private lessons, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And, well, she agreed, mate. Yeah, she agreed. So, twice a week, you know, twice a week for 8 weeks, I sort of went in and late at night, about 8 o'clock at night, and had some lessons, mate, you know. So, I sort of rock up there on the first night, you know, and she sort of looks at me and just shakes her head, mate, you know, just sort of shaking her head, and she says, I said, well, what's wrong, you know, what's wrong, mate? And she sort of said, I got a dress for the part. Yeah, I sort of got a dress for a dancing thing, you know. And I'm thinking, well, what's that got to do with teaching the lesson, mate? And she said, hey, you got to immerse yourself. Oh, I'm sort of, oh, this sounds a bit silly to me, but she's the teacher, mate, you know. So I didn't have anything with me, so she goes out the back, comes back out, and she's got this get-up, mate, you know. And it's like a black silk shirt and silk pants, mate. Talk about slippery, mate. You wouldn't want to fall over, you wouldn't stop. Yeah, and a silly red tie, mate, you know. She had the hat had to come off, mate. And she wanted to put this other hat on me, and I drew the line at the other hat, mate. Yeah. Now, the black gear, this whole black outfit, mate, you know, if you'd put some sort of bit of a mask on me, bit of a cape on, give me a sword, I'd be Zorro, mate, you know. Can you imagine that, you know? But that's what I look like, a prize goose, mate. Yeah, prize goose, you know. And then the silly hat she wanted me to put on, that that made me look like Popeye the Sailor Man. I thought, I'm not wearing that hat, mate, you know. So she accepted that. You know. Anyway, the next 8 weeks, we're doing the dance thing, mate, learning. You know, a few stood on toes and what have you, but I was starting to get the hang of it, mate. Inside that 8 weeks, I had that dance sorted out, mate. You know what dance was it? It was a real hard one. The tango, mate. Now, even I knew that the tango was a hard dance, but she said it was the dance of lovers, mate, you know. And I'm thinking, all right, I can do this, you know. That's what I'm thinking. Kept telling myself, I can do this, you know. But after 8 weeks, mate, I had it nailed, mate, I can tell you. Oh yeah, mate, oh yeah. I reckon I had it pretty nailed down, mate, you know. I'm thinking, here we go, you know. Well, the dance instructor lady, she ordered an outfit for me on the internet. Nowhere to buy a get up like that in town, mate. Anyway, she got it delivered to her place, so no one would know I was getting some delivery from some fashion house, mate. So all's well, mate, you know. Anyway, the big night comes, you know, comes around. It's in the showground, in the big pavilion in the showgrounds where they have it. And so I sort of give the ute a bit of a wash, mate, you know. Vacuum it out, you know. Found a good crop of wheat growing on the passenger floor, mate. No, just joking, mate. No. Anyway, give the ute a nice clean out, give myself spruik up, mate, you know. Had a bit of a haircut, you know. Yeah. And I'm still sort of starting to get a bit wound up, you know, but I'm in the zone still, mate. I'm determined. I can do this. Oh yeah, mate, I can do this. So, the night came, and I drives into town, drives into the showground there, mate, and it was like some sort of ute convention, mate. There's utes everywhere, mate, you know. And anyway, I pulls up, found somewhere to park, and I'm sitting in the ute and starting to lose me bottle a bit, mate. Yeah, I was starting to get a bit wimpish on it. Starting to think about how silly I was going to look walking in there. Done up like Zorro, mate, you know. Anyway, I see some other blokes, you know, arriving and getting out and walking in. And, mate, they were wearing them penguin suits, mate. You know, sort of James Bond outfit, mate, you know. And they looked 10 times sillier than I did, mate. So I'm thinking this will be alright. I'm not as silly as them. So, anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm sort of trying to get the courage up, you know, and then I sort of remembered a book I read. Oh, years ago, mate, you know. I know a book I read, you know. Anyway, this book was called Zen and the Art of Tractor Maintenance. That's what it was called, mate, you know, I think. Anyway, that book sort of told me that I should be sitting cross-legged on the floor and going om to calm myself down. Well, I'm not about to do that, mate, but nevertheless, I got the principle of the idea, you know. So I'm sitting in the ute and I'm sort of just thinking, knock it back, come on. Get the heart rate down, you can do this. And I did, mate, I was getting there. So out the ute, I'm on a mission now, mate, I'm determined. Straight into the front doors of that pavilion, mate. And I look around there and there's all these blokes all tarted up in these silly suits, mate. There's a few other blokes wearing different things, but most of them were in these penguin suits, mate. And I was the least silly one there, mate. Yeah, least silly one there, I can tell you. Oh, mate, that cheered me up a bit. That did, you know. Then somebody hands me a bit of paper. And I sort of look at the bit of paper and I sort of reading it. It's a list of dances, mate. Any sort of order of the dances. Well, the tango was about 7 or 8 on the list, mate. And I'm thinking, geez, what am I going to do for all that time when the other dances are on? Because I'm a one-trick pony here, mate, you know. I can do the tango. But I can't do all the other ones, mate. I got no idea. There's all sorts of ones, never, you know. Well, I had heard of them, but didn't know how to do them, mate, you know. Oh, anyway, I'm starting to lose my bottle again a bit. But anyway, I'm still, I can do this. So I wanders over where all the other blokes are, and I look across to the hall, mate. And there's the granny, mate. Oh, she's a good sort, mate, you know. She's with all the other women, you know. And all the women are over that side, all the blokes are over this side, you know. And I start talking tractors and stuff with the blokes, you know. Next thing, the band starts up, you know. And all the blokes and all the women onto the dance floor, mate. And the whole place is throbbing, the old hall shaking, mate. You know? And I'm sort of retreating over to the back wall, sort of trying to sort of look nonchalant, mate, you know. Just hide away till the dance come up that I knew, mate, you know, the tango. So I'm sort of hiding, you know. Found myself an easy chair and I'm sort of sitting there looking like a bit of a goose, mate, you know. But anyway, I'm sort of looking at my sheet of paper, and after a while it seemed to drag on, but eventually we got to the dance before the tango, you know, and everyone's up there bloody dancing about. So I'm thinking, okay, it's time. It's time, the walrus said. It's time. I think Gough Whitlam said that too, didn't he, mate? Anyway, I'm off. Had to go round everyone, because everyone's got the hall all dancing and that. I go round where the granny is, you know. She's standing there with a couple of other women, you know. I walk straight up, mate, full on confidence here. Outside anyway, straight up. Hey, mate, how about the next dance? Straight out I did. And she hesitated, mate. I'm going to get knocked back. Oh, mate. But nah, that wasn't the problem. She sort of said, hey, Malcolm, you know, it's the tango. And I said, yep, no worries. Full on confidence here, mate. Anyway, I timed that to perfection, mate, because the music stopped just as that happened, mate. Boom, we're on. And then suddenly, everyone on the dance floor are gone. They're all on the edges, mate. They're all too wimpy to do the tango, mate. It's just me and the granny, mate. Oh my goodness, talk about pressure, mate. Anyway, I takes her by the hand, mate. Now I'm in the zone at this point. It's too late to back out, so it's all in. All or nothing, mate, you know. Dragged her out. Didn't take much dragging, but dragged her out. Took up the pose, mate, you know. The music starts. And we're into it. We're nailing it, mate. Talk about getting this right first time. We're into it, mate. Absolutely nailing it. This is good, mate. This is good. Only about 30 seconds in, and the music stops. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? You know, music stopped. And I looks up, and here's Harold. Now Harold's one of my neighbours up the valley a little bit, and he's been sort of keeping company with Sarah for years, mate. Years, mate. And here he is. He's had a few drinks, and he's finally got the courage up to ask her to marry him. So he's up on the stage, fumbling through his words, doesn't know what he's saying, you know. Some wag sort of, you know, calls out to him, you know, get on with it, you know. Well, he did, you know. He blurts out, you know, will you marry me, you know. And she sort of, yeah, of course, jumps up on the stage, gives him a hug, nearly knocks the poor bugger over. And next thing, they're on the dance floor. The band's playing one of these sort of slow, waltz, mate, the waltz, that's the one. And they're the only ones on the dance floor, everyone's cooing and congratulating, and the granny's disappeared off with all the other women, you know, talking congratulations, and all the blokes are over here talking tractors. And my moment's gone, mate. It's gone. All that work and the moment's gone. But oh, bugger, mate, you know. So anyway, didn't know what to do. You know. So I went over to the other side of the hall and sat in the easy chair, and there was a magazine there on the latest Massey Ferguson tractor and how it compared to the John Deere. And I'm sort of reading that and sort of feeling a bit sorry for myself, to be honest, mate, yeah. I was feeling a bit sorry for myself, you know. I'm sitting there. I don't know where the time went, because next thing I'm looking up, and the place is pretty well deserted. The band stopped playing. That's what caught my attention. The band stopped. There's nobody on the floor dancing. There's a couple behind me having a bit of a smooch, mate, you know. And there's a few blokes and a few women, they're sort of tail enders, you know. Haven't managed to sort of find anybody in the night. So the place is pretty deserted, you know. I'm thinking, oh geez, I better get out of here, you know. Well, I went to get up, and there, standing in front of me, is the granny, mate. Oh, she's a good sort, mate, you know. And she's got one of them boom boxes in her hand. Now them sort of music player things, you know, CD things these days, mate, you know. She's got this boom box. And she sort of says to me, we never finished our dance. And I'm sort of thinking, oh, geez, the night's picking up now, mate. So she takes me by the hand, mate, and we go out into the dance floor. She presses that button, the music starts to go, and we're into it, mate. And we're nailing it again, mate. We're blitzing it, mate. There's nobody there to see us, mind you, other than a few that have had too many to drink and a couple that were too busy to notice. And next thing, we're only about 30 seconds in, and the music stops. And I sort of look around. Here's the president of the organising committee of the Bachelor Spinster ball. She's got a broom in her hand. She hands the broom to the granny, and she sort of points at me and says, go and stack all them chairs up, stack all them tables up. She starts rounding up the sort of straggling blokes and the other straggling women, and we're cleaning up the hall, mate. The moment's gone again. I think, what's a bloke got to do here, you know? So, anyway, I'm stacking chairs and putting them in the back room, and at any rate, I sort of comes out, and, well, I don't know where the granny went, mate. I think she was cleaning, and I was stacking chairs, and, yeah, last I saw her was disappearing out the front door with some of the other women, mate, you know. The moment was lost. The moment was lost again. Story of my life, mate. You got to laugh, I suppose, mate. You got to laugh. At any rate, I better be on my way and let you get on with your filming here, mate. I'll probably see you around. Yeah, bye for now.